Good morning, everyone. Uh, from the morning session, the tone has been set very lightly. There was a lot of thrust being given on 5G, security, standards, and all those kind of things which are really required for mass-scale deployment and proliferation of m2m and IoT. But as such, when we see m2m in its on scenario, what we see that it is bringing lot of machines, sensors and everything onto the network, and the way they are coming on the network, they are flaunting most of the traditional set practices or policies, things and regulatory directions. So we have to make sure that network comes, they grow, and they comes as per the expectations, and all the regulatory requirements are set. When we talk about bringing such large-scale devices onto the network, connecting and addressing itself becomes a challenging. So addressing comes in two parts. One is the IP addresses, and with the IPv6 already coming and getting matured to some extent, that kind of problem is more or less taken care, so we don't have to bother much about the IPv6 things. Second part is for the devices which are connecting on SIM and coming onto the network. So mobile numbers also scare, and that addressing itself becomes a challenge. So we were having two options. Either we increase all the mobile numbers from 10 digit to 11 digit, or we make just m2m numbers 13 digit. We cannot go beyond 13 because ITU says that any mobile number can have maximum 15 digit, and with country code 912 digit, we have a 13 digit. So we decided for the later thing that we should have 13 digit numbers, and for M2M, and rest existing mobile numbers will remain 10 digit as it is. This is the thing which was recommended by our technical wing TEC also. So we have taken step in that direction and already decided that all mobile numbers will be of for M2M will be of 13 digits. The request has already been accepted by the telecom service providers, and they are working on upgrading their network. So I'm sure they must also be aware of all those things. So maybe in year 2017 we will start seeing 13 digit M2M numbers. Apart from that, when we talk about KYC, that thing itself has its own challenges, because there is a standard reaction from anybody when we talk that KYC, so they say how you can do KYC of a machine. And we also understand KYC of machine is not possible, but globally, wherever we talk and wherever we see, everywhere there is a thrust that you should have traceability of the machine. And it is not only from regulatory perspective, the users or owners who are owning the machines and who are serving the machine, they also have to know where the machine is exactly and how they have to track it, how they have to serve it, how they have to get information and serve the targeted users. So once traceability kind of things is there, we have to make sure that that traceability matches with the KYC requirement, and at the end we get the KYC done. With the recent development coming in India, where Supreme Court has given directive that all mobile numbers should have Aadhaar linked to it, we have to also think in that direction now, that for machines, how we get that traceability thing, KYC, and then meeting that verdict of Aadhaar from the Supreme Court, so that all the things comes and it becomes it comes in such a manner that it is not a burden for the telecom service provider. At the same time, traceability and everything is ensured. So we are working in that direction also. So soon we will be coming up with something in that direction. Apart from that, we all know that m2m iot is being used in all kind of domains. Those government entities which were earlier not using technology now are becoming dependent on IoT, m2m and related technologies. So there is a need of close coordination among various government departments, And that is more relevant with the thinking that if any public network is placed in the system, it should not be that another department start building the network from the sketch. It is always better to reuse the network components, because if we talk about network, maybe in terms of effort and focus doesn't get that much attention, but it is almost 60-70% of the overall deployment cost. And if we use that network for various departments, it will be obviously a better economy, better efficiency, and the government money can be used for other activities also. So that requires a close coordination among departments, and we have already formed an apex body under chairmanship of Honorable Minister of Communication. And with that, we are trying to bring all departments at par in educating them to go on standards, so that the future networks are scalable, interoperable, and reusable. Apart from that, M2M itself is coming as a services where it is sometimes overlapping with the services which are in the domain of maybe telcos, or maybe going to different sites, and they are going to have a public another kind of service umbrella where service providers are serving to the customers, not necessarily providing telecom as such. So we have to make sure that they also come in some kind of lightweight regulation, and we have already started the process of M2M service provider registration. Meanwhile, TRI has also come up with a consultation that how they should be dealt. So we are also waiting for that outcome of the TRI consultation. And I know industry is also very eagerly waiting. Mr. Tewatia has already mentioned about that thing, so I will not go in much detail of that thing. But definitely with that coming, we will have something for the M2M service providers, some kind of lightweight regulations. That is what our expectations are. Standards, security, many things are being said by the industry, so I will not touch upon much on that direction. But another thing is of embedded SIM, which is also a thing which requires some kind of policies around it, because if we see today what is the current standards in India is that a SIM cannot be reusable. If a number has to be retained by the end user, they have to necessarily get the chain SIM in the mobile portability regime also. But embedded SIM cannot be replaced, so we have to have standards, we have to have policies so that those can be used in India as per and there are no regulatory policies violations. TEC is also already working on IR for the embedded SIM, so standards part will be well taken care. And at the same time, whatever policy updates are required, we are working in that direction also, so that very soon embedded SIM utilization, there remains no question marks on that. And I think with this, we can broadly talk about the things and let everybody speak. And if you have any questions or anything, we would be welcome to answer that.